starting to spit wildly over the banner anymore.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mashed Potatoes and Gravy Podcast.
Gravy.
The gravy's here, and he is thick.
Hey, I'm not as thick as I was last summer. I've watered down.
Fair point, fair point.
More spices, less fat.
Yeah, so, since I was literally just talking about it, I watched Obi-Wan.
Nice.
Or, pardon me, I watched Kenobi. And I liked it. It was about as good as I thought it was going to be, which was a 7 out of 10. I definitely did appreciate Hayden Christensen coming back as Anakin and Darth Vader, though.
I appreciated it so hard.
That was actually really good stuff. I almost feel we don't really need to talk about the plot because there kind of almost isn't one.
It's just one long chase scene almost.
Yeah.
One chase scene and then a hide and seek game.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, young Leia gets kidnapped, and her parents ask Obi-Wan to go get her back, and he does.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's about all there is to the plot. But, dude, the lightsaber fight scenes between Darth and Obi were...
Nah, dude. For me, the most even though Darth and Obi is the most, like, holy shit, this is awesome one, I think the most impressive one is where Darth Vader fucking absolutely humiliates Reva, or Reva, whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good, and using the Force powers in a way you don't really see in the other live-action movies, like, at all, ever.
Yeah.
So, like, that was really cool. It brought into another, like, pragmatic use of the Force and, like, you know, like, small things rather than just, like, big pulley rocks or pushing someone away or whatever it is.
Yeah. Also, that one scene where Obi-Wan apparently thought he was in a fighting game and, like, straight up busts out a level 3 hyper combo on Darth Vader.
Oh, is that the one where he got 3 critical hits on his fucking control panel?
No, it was the one where, like, he actually forced Vader back and then, like, put his hands up in the air and did, like, Magneto's ultimate from Marvel vs. Capcom, where he just started hurling rock after rock at Darth Vader. Just
Earthstorm. Toph is crying in pride right now.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's where Darth kind of got the idea to start just hurling everything at Luke in that fight.
Probably, because, I mean, in the fight against in the fight against Reva, Vader doesn't even fucking use a lightsaber. He just uses the Force.
No, he uses a lightsaber. He just doesn't use his. He breaks her Inquisitor one in half and throws the other half like a fucking toy.
Yeah, but he starts just straight up, like, parrying her attacks with just the Force.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even fucking need to use a lightsaber for this crap. You are so far beneath me.
And not just, like, putting his arm up to stop the blade. I mean, like precise, intricate controls of her wrist and hand and shit like that.
You know, my wife is calling me.
Oh, shit.
Hello?
Yeah.
What's up?
I just wanted to call let you know that we were on the ferry and that we are on our way to you.
Alright, so I will be picking you up at 10:45 tomorrow?
Yes.
Alright, sounds good.
Okay, I missed you tons. Also, Sharon made me ugly cry.
Well, shame on her.
We're going to beat someone up?
No, not
Are
unless
you...
I'm at Noodles right now.
Oh, that's right. I forgot to do it. It was Friday.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, Jimbo wants to know if we have to go beat someone up for making you ugly cry.
No. Unless it's your fault.
I don't think it's my fault.
No, it's not our fault. So...
Okay. Well, I guess it comes down to, are you leaving me a sink full of dirty dishes?
Some, yes, because I still haven't...
Okay, then yes, Jim and Noodle punch him in the arm twice.
Alright.
Oh, that's some weak shit. Let's go!
No, I'll work on the dishes a little bit when I get home, but I haven't really had the chance recently to mess with the dishes.
Okay.
So,
If the house is not spectacular, I'm gonna send you back to Noodles, and they're gonna, like, beat you bloody.
well, the house is not spectacular, hon, but it was better than when you left it.
Okay, I will take that.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.
I love you too. I'm gonna hopefully get these kids to go to bed.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah, thanks. Good night.
Alright, good. I am leaving early tomorrow. Where were we again? Oh yeah, we're talking about Darth Vader force parrying a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Oh, no, several lightsabers.
I haven't seen it, by the way.
Oh, I mean, I don't feel like spoiler territory is like really a thing here because there's only so much story they could get with the setting that they chose. So you're not plot-wise, you're really not missing out.
You're
on
missing
much.
nice flavor dialogue between characters you've never heard of before. That's about it.
Yeah.
mean, like in the grand scheme of things, but on a smaller scale, like, oh, this is really cool, but also like you don't need to know it whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, it does explain how Princess Leia knew who Obi-Wan is.
Do we really need an explanation for that?
I mean, not really, no, but the way they did it, I appreciate. Because, like, at the end, Obi-Wan brings Leia back to her parents, and I can't remember the exact dialogue, but after this whole adventure, she's like, will I ever see you again? And Obi-Wan's like, well, what do you think? And she just looks him dead in the eye and says, I think you need some sleep. And also, real quick, before we go back to lightsaber fighting, dude, Leia is a stone killer when it comes to just dunking on people verbally.
Yeah, because she's a little girl with no concept of consequences.
Yeah, but man, like that, I think it was her cousin who was like shitting on her at the beginning. He's like, what are you even doing here? Like, you ain't even a real Organa. It's like, what's your deal, huh? And she just looks at him and says, like, she talks about it, like, yeah, so like everyone's like afraid of your father and you really want to be like him so everyone can be afraid of you, but basically you're just kind of a little bitch who has to pick on little girls, aren't you? And, like, she did it much better. She verbally eviscerated that kid.
All you had to do is be like, yeah, I know. They had you because it's just what happened. They chose me and picked me out. I'm just saying.
But, yeah, no, like, Leia started dunking on people, and she didn't really ever stop.
Which is deserved. Like, that. I mean, not deserved, but makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
of course, to become a vicious fucking politician and whatnot.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the best part of the show, the lightsaber fight between Darth and Obi. Very, very well choreographed, in my opinion. I appreciated the fact that, like, Darth was still, like, he still had a little bit of, like, flippy-dippy Anakin bullshit.
Just because I feel like he was going complete, like, berserker mode. Like, he went from the calm, no emotion against Reva to starting a fight with Obi-Wan with an overhand yelling scream slice. Like, he is, like, not in control.
Yeah, no, he was like, he had some of that spinny bullshit, but he was also, like, much more using, like, his new stature and, like, just his physical power against Obi-Wan. Like, my favorite bit was, like, Darth goes in for, like, a sideways strike, and Obi-Wan does the vertical block. So, like, they lock blades for a second, and then Darth just hauls back and hits harder and, like, forces Obi-Wan's blade toward his own face.
Oh, then Obi-Wan does the weird double-handed grip thing.
Yeah,
where he's hanging onto monkey bars, but he's fucking just...
Yeah, he's having to, like, two-hand fucking, like, push against Vader, and Vader's just like, I'm just still using one hand, right?
Yeah, and it's not yours, bitch. Fucking nah.
Yeah, no, he really was starting to overpower Obi-Wan before Obi-Wan was like, I need the Force. Ultimate level 3 rock throw.
No, you skipped a good minute there, man. Like with the collapse, the cave in, and the flashbacks.
Oh yeah, where Darth fucking collapses the ground underneath Obi-Wan.
And misses the best possible opportunity to look in the hole and be like, no, I have the high ground, master.
Yeah. And also, they actually weirdly addressed the whole thing where Obi-Wan was like, yes, Luke, your father was betrayed and murdered by Darth Vader. Like, that... I don't know, that it was a bit cringe, but the way they did it, I'm mostly okay with, because Darth, like, after fucking Obi-Wan scores a good hit to Darth's helm, and he cracks it open, and you see his burnt face under there, and he's like, I'm so sorry, Anakin, I failed you, and Anakin was like, I'm not your failure. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did, and now I'm gonna do the same to you. And then as Obi-Wan's leaving, he's like, then my friend is truly dead. So, like, I know, like, they're trying to fix something that was broken, like, by the time of Return of the Jedi.
It wasn't
but...
even broken. He was just speaking in, like, metaphor to Luke.
Yeah.
Because he was a teenager, and he didn't want to say, I murdered your dad, or, well, your dad kind of...
Well, also...
Your dad's the murderer, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and also, like, when they were making New Hope, they hadn't yet come to the conclusion that Darth Vader was Luke's father. Like,
and to be fair, when they made it, they didn't call it New Hope or Episode 4. It was just one movie, Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then later on they added Episode 4 and New Hope.
Yeah, so I mean they're trying to fix something that they kind of flubbed a little, like, way back then, but the fact that, like, Anakin straight up admitted, like, I'm not Anakin Skywalker anymore, I'm Darth Vader. I got rid of Anakin. It's like, all right, so now the whole thing is like, Darth Vader betrayed and murdered your father. It's technically true from a certain point of view. It's like, but I don't know, that scene was kind of clunky just because what they were trying to fix in the original series was kind of clunky, but I did appreciate the effort and the way they did it.
It was the same way the whole show was clunky about making sure Luke Skywalker
Never
didn't see a
saw,
lightsaber.
yeah, never saw a fucking lightsaber.
And to the point where it'll be like frames in between where he totally would have saw that, and then he didn't see it. It's okay.
And also, getting to see, I mean, he didn't really kick ass, but getting to see Uncle Owen actually trying to fight was pretty damn cool.
Uncle Owen kicked ass compared to fighting an Inquisitor. Like, he lasted more than 3 seconds, got 2 solid hits in, and then fucking Aunt Beru just fucking head cracker over the fucking with a... I don't even know what she swung at her with. But
I think it was just like a random farming tool or something like that.
Yeah, it should, like... And there was a lot of people online reacting to that specific scene, typing out that this is probably the reason why they were dragged outside of their house and burned alive, because they killed a shit ton of stormtroopers before they got taken, and they wanted to make a point out of them.
Yeah, that's true. I mean...
Because they were strapped.
Yeah, they're moisture farmers, and they live in, like, right next to Tusken Raider territory. They have to be strapped.
Fair point.
But, no, like, other than the lightsaber, like I was telling you guys earlier, my favorite bits were Uncle Owen's interactions with Obi-Wan Kenobi and how he was like, please leave my kid alone. Every time you show up, you put him in more danger. Go the fuck away. And then by the end, after, you know, Obi-Wan, I guess, saved them from the Inquisitor? Kind of?
He didn't rescue them from the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor had a fucking self-revelation.
Yeah, which... I have issues with that character, but I don't know if I should.
She's truly the one worst forced part of the show. Like they almost straight like kind of lie about her intentions and her like what she wants to do and why, and then they kind of make it. You can't tell me it's like, oh, all of them younglings were murdered, therefore I shall end the cycle by killing another youngling.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you on about? This makes no sense. And not even in a Sith way. You're just saying it in a dumb person way.
Yeah, that character, Reva, was not great. And I'm not saying anything bad against her actress, because I think her actress did the best she possibly could with, like, the material.
Which was really good.
Yeah, she did.
Really good.
She was a fucking great actor. It's just, the role was kind of crap.
Not even just the role, just the writing. Like, just, like, some of her dialogue is just, like, come on.
Yeah, like,
Come on.
honestly, I would have rather than have the whole, like, you know, revelation at the end that, I'm the monster now. You know what? You should have just tried to kill Anakin and then just gotten killed by Anakin.
Well, she thought she did, and then apparently getting stabbed through the stomach. Yeah, fuck Qui-Gon Jinn, by the way. Getting impaled with a lightsaber, you can just go fight people after that.
Yeah.
By the way, so really think on that one. That's another big bullshit thing. Like, that really sucked. Let me go fucking fight some people, chase a child, and then, like, live the entire time.
Like, the only possible excuse I could come up with for that is maybe Qui-Gon took a hit through the spine.
So did she. Right in the middle. Straight through.
Yeah.
Like, movies decades apart with no real foreplanning. All sorts of different people are in charge now.
Yeah.
But still, goddamn, maybe the people now should have fucking...
Yeah. But, you know, at the end of the show, you know, after that whole bit, Owen kind of reconciles with Obi-Wan and was like, hey, you know what? You want to come meet the kid? And then it finally happens. Hello there! He fucking says the thing! And then also Qui-Gon shows up at the end. Ghost Qui-Gon.
That's basically the equivalent of, I'm something of a scientist myself in No Way Home. Literally the exact equivalent.
Yep. So fucking good. Yeah, really good show overall. I liked it. I give it a 7 out of 10. Pretty damn good.
Honestly, for me, the last 2 episodes knock it a little higher. Like, I know there's not much of a plot. Some of the dialogue is stupid, and Reva seems pointless. But, like, I'm the kind of person who likes filler episodes. Not filler arcs, but filler episodes. I love that shit in anime, depending on what the filler is. Like,
yeah, trying to find out what's under Kakashi's mask.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of cute, but that was...
But it was also only one episode.
No, I meant more filler episodes where you learn something about characters rather than just, like, they fuck around for an entire episode and just interact with each other. You don't really learn anything.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, we get it. He doesn't want people to see under his mask. We already knew that.
Well, that also showed that, you know, early on, like, as dysfunctional as Team 7 was, when they actually all get together on something that interests all of them, they can actually work together pretty well.
Whether it's seeing Kakashi's real face, defeating a god, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, it was a. I need to rewatch it fully because I've only seen like 60 to 80% of it, but I know what happens in the other 20 to 40%. So
Yeah.
it's like I didn't want to watch an entire like even short series knowing that most of it's great on an objective level.
Yeah, I mean, the first few episodes are worth it just to watch. Don't you fucking do it, Link. God damn it.
You fucking did it.
Gotta keep leaving and coming back every 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah, you think it's bad now. I don't know if you guys heard any of it last night, but
Remember the other methods we lived in that would leave and come back every 5 fucking minutes? Because I remember.
wait, who?
What do you think? At the old house.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah.
They'd leave and come back every 5 minutes for like fucking 3 hours straight, starting at midnight. It's just like, what? I know what you're doing. Like, anyways.
Yeah, I also watched Moon Knight this week.
I
That
have
show
not
is
watched that
fucking awesome.
Oh, is it? I haven't really heard anything about it other than
I
Good night.
mean, the thing is, don't think a lot of people are talking about it because for a show called Moon Knight, you don't actually see all that much Moon Knight.
Oh, so it's bullshit.
No, it's not bullshit. Not at all.
Then where's Moon Knight?
He's in the show. It's
Not enough, apparently, from what you literally just said.
fine. I guess I'm fucking wrong, man.
There's a show called The Boys. Guess who
You
the
see
main
the boys
people
every
you see
single
are?
episode.
The boys.
I mean, you do see Moon Knight at least once per episode, but I mean,
Oh, that's not bad at all.
How often do you see Kenobi in the show Kenobi?
oh yeah, the entire show is about Kenobi, so he's in basically every fucking scene. Sometimes.
I'm just saying, if you, I think we're saying the same thing. If you call a show Moon Knight, you kind of expect it to primarily focus.
I mean, it
Well,
on that
once an
character.
episode is not bad. I thought you meant like only a couple times.
No,
the
no,
entire thing.
like,
okay.
well,
once
I mean-
an episode isn't bad.
to establish a baseline, like, what do you guys know about Moon Knight?
I
Like,
know that he's based on Egyptian mythology.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something with an Egyptian guy.
I know that his level of power fluctuates wildly if like in the comics, so I
Yep.
don't really know what his deal is. He could either be Shazam level or he's like fucking Constantine level, I guess.
yeah. Well, I mean, the big thing about Moon Knight is that he's schizophrenic as fuck.
Yeah.
like-
so he's fucking he's Sentinel.
Essentially, yeah. Before the Sentinel was the Sentinel, but no, like he full blown multiple personality disorders. You all right?
Yeah, no, I just stepped on the thing weird.
And you know, because of that fact, they do spend a lot of time with the guy who becomes Moon Knight and all of his different personalities and how they work together. Like, you start out following a guy named Stephen Grant, who is played by, well, I mean, Moon Knight and all of his personalities are played by fucking Poe Dameron, so that's awesome.
Hell yeah, I'm glad he got another role. Like seriously,
Yeah.
goddamn.
But like Stephen Grant is like, he's just the nicest, most sweet, caring, and awkward guy you would like ever meet. Like he talks to he talks on the phone to his mom, and he always signs off with like, "All right, laters, gators."
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, and he works as a gift shop attendant at a museum, and he's obsessed with Egyptian mythology. He fucking loves it, and he's like constantly trying to be like, well, you know, like the posters for this pantheon, they're called there's 9 of them, but like you've only got 7 characters on the posters. Do you want me to like help you try and fix that? And sadly, just because he's so meek, he just gets shit on constantly.
And also, he's the attendant to a gift shop at a museum. He's not even close enough to even suggest a design change.
Yeah, but yeah, no, he's very nice. Like,
shot a gun like, bam, 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 bam.
How did we not hear that? How far away ago? How far away does it sound?
Somewhere over that way.
Probably.
So the quirk about Stephen Grant is that like when he goes home at night, he knows he has like really bad like bouts of sleepwalking. So he'll close his door, put tape on the inside of the door, like put sand around his bed, and then like put a shackle on his ankle when he goes to sleep to make sure he doesn't leave. Oh my god.
Fine, just pause the recording quick so you don't have to edit it. Just pause.
Well, if I pause, it sets up a completely new file that I then have to try and fucking.
I've even not been able to find out how to change that.
Well, I mean,
Dylan's home. It's just gonna take a second.
Oh, Okay.
Because she's gonna come in, they're gonna keep farting.
Yeah, no, it's the fact that the editing software I used to have is on my laptop, and the guy who's... I shouldn't go into that in the public domain where people listen, but the point is I don't have, like, actual real editing software on here, is the problem.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Ooh. Fuck me. Ow.
Is your ego?
Random. Probably meniscus. That, yeah, there's still shooting guns over there.
I can't hear a damn thing in here.
Well, it's a ways off. They aren't shooting right now. But it's unmistakably gunshots.
Well, I mean, I'm not doubting it's gunshots. I'm just like, that's a lot. That bad, man?
Seems like you need a bit of a sit down.
Also, since we're not really talking about anything important until everything calms down, I'm gonna go change my shirt real quick.
Are you coming back home?
What happened and why? I mean, I've got bad knees, but
Yeah.
this is...
It was like a shooting pain, or like, did it come undone?
I don't know. It's definitely, it's gotta be meniscus because it's behind the kneecap.
Ah.
And it's like localized around there. This isn't even the really bad knee, which is surprising. It goes down and a bit up. But, yeah. Because this will happen sometimes to this knee. I don't think I've ever had it happen to this knee. Lincoln.
Motherfucker, I'm right here. You're looking at me. Ah, scaring the shit out of me. I'm about to crap my pants. Well, he was barking when he came in, and then I thought he stopped, and I walked out. He's right in front of the door and just barked. So like, how'd you get in? And there's some dude that way shooting off a gun a bunch of times.
Hey, that's what happened. Did I get hit by a
Did you catch a stray bullet?
Okay, when are you heading this way?
I need to buy a gun soon. It's getting fucking nuts around here.
There's gunshots all the time.
Well, yeah, but not usually at like 8:30 p.m. like several times over and over again within city limits. That usually is a little weird.
It's probably across the highway, like over. It's over that way somewhere. It's diagonal. So, I mean, it's a ways off.
No, I know.
That one's not in the neighborhood. Normally, when I hear them, it's like, oh, that's definitely in the neighborhood somewhere.
Right.
I mean, if you are looking for a gun, I don't know if they still sell them at Walmart or not, but you can get a semi-automatic 380, which is like smaller than a 9mm but bigger than a 22. And I think the pistol and I think a couple of rounds go for like $150 or something.
Wait, the pistol and what rounds?
The pistol and a few rounds to go with it all sell for a total of like $150 thereabouts.
It's like a few
Well, did it
clips
sell
or
for
like
that much, like back when you worked there?
Yeah, so
Stuff has gone up
it's
significantly.
probably gone up since then. But on the whole, that particular brand of pistol, I think it was Taurus 380, was actually pretty cheap for a pistol.
What about a 40?
40. Last time I looked, I think
Not about price, but like in your opinion, how does that perform?
like a 40 Smith and Wesson.
Like a cheap, or not a cheap, but just like the average 40. Because I know 40 is a weird caliber, but my dipshit brother-in-law has one, and it seemed pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, 40s are good. I mean, they're not going to hit as hard as like a 45 or a 44 Magnum, but I mean,
But better than 9, below 44 and 45?
I'd
That's what I'm looking for.
I'd say a little bit better than 9mm. Yeah. I mean, so if you're looking for a self-defense gun, a 40's probably a good way to
This
go.
is also over 10 years ago, and I'm pretty sure that gun is illegal, either maybe now or even then, because it didn't have a safety whatsoever. It was just a gun you put 40 millimeters into, and it was ready to shoot when you cocked it. That was it. There's no
Yeah,
safety, no nothing.
That's unless it's a revolver, then yeah, that's probably illegal.
Yeah.
Anyway, Moon Knight.
Moon Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like Laters Gators, sweetest guy ever.
Yeah, sweetest
talks to
guy.
his mom.
Yep, talks to his mom. Has to like lock himself down because he knows he has bad bouts of
Yeah,
sleepwalking.
you'd think the ankle chain would just be enough.
Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But so like the first few, like the entirety of the first episode is following just Steven, and he gets into some really weird shenanigans. Like he sets up to go on a date with this girl that he works with, and then like just blacks out and wakes up in a completely different country. He's like, "What? Where am I? What is this place?" And then he like reaches into his pocket and he has like this gold scarab amulet. He's like, "I didn't steal this from the museum, did I?" And then finds out he's in a town run by a cult to an Egyptian goddess named Ammit. And the like her priestess herald guy, played by Ethan Hawke of all people. Weird casting choice there, but I was okay with it. And he's like, "Ah, yes, you, the mercenary. Would you kindly return that scarab to me?" And Steven's like, "What, are you talking to me? Oh, did I steal this? No, you don't fucking have it. Take it back." And then like Ethan Hawke goes to reach for it, and like Steven's hands just closes, and he's like, "I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm really trying to give this to you. Yep, no, here you go. Take it. Go! My body's doing things on its own." And so, like, this whole thing, like, he'll start run away, black out, come back, and just, like, people are, like, laid out all around him, like, beaten bloody. Has no idea what's going on, so they go on this insane chase through, like, the back wilderness of Europe with Steven constantly blacking out. Like, he steals a fucking, like, cupcake truck. A guy jumps in after him. They're, like, wrestling for a gun. Steven blacks out, comes back, the gun's in his hand, the guy is dead in the back, and he's like, "Oh, did I just kill that man? I don't understand what's going on." Blacks out again, comes back, looks in the rearview mirror, realizes, "And now I'm driving backwards. I don't know what's happening."
Wait, so did he not have blackout episodes before, and it was just sleepwalking shit, and all of a sudden he's starting to wake up in different places?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he would go to sleep and then find himself in like weird places, feeling like he hadn't slept because, well, shocker, he hadn't. But it started getting worse once once this cult shit starts going on, and then eventually he like pieces together a few clues from things like he finds. Jesus, everybody having knee problems?
No, I was trying to see if that would pop my kneecap, because just looking at him makes me want to pop it. I'm not having problems, I just really wanted to pop my knee.
Gotcha. So anyway, he eventually like pieces together that he's apparently been masquerading as somebody named Mark Spector, who turns out to be a real person, actually. Also, that's an awesome name, isn't it? Mark Spector.
I feel like the actual Spectre's gonna be a little annoyed.
What if his name was Inspector?
Well, then you would have to tack Gadget onto the end of that.
That's a little too on the nose. It'd have to be Ian Spectre. Something like that. Make it realistic-ish.
Well, anyway, it turns out that Mark Spector is another personality who is inhabiting Steven's body, and whenever there's a mirror around, like, the two personalities can, like, actually talk to each other. So Mark, who is American and not British, is like, "All right, Steven, I know you're confused. I can save our life from this cult. You just need to trust me and do exactly as I tell you to." And Steven's like, No, clearly I'm fucking insane, and I just need to go turn myself into the insane asylum. That's all that's happening. I'm having a fucking mental breakdown. It turns out...
Very sane response, weirdly enough.
Yeah, weirdly rational given the circumstances, but it turns out that Mark Spector is the one who is currently serving as the Moon Knight. So, like, all the stuff that's been happening around Steven, like him beating the shit out of
Steven,
people.
the alternate personality?
Yeah, skipping forward a lot, we find out that Mark's childhood was fucking atrocious. Like, he and his brother were out playing when a rainstorm happened, and they took shelter in what they thought was, like, kind of a safe cave. Well, the cave flooded, and then Mark's brother died by drowning, which completely caused his mom to snap and just turn into an insane, abusive bitch, like, would beat him regularly for having gotten his brother killed and stuff like that. So he ended up spawning the Steven personality essentially as a way for Mark himself to, like, escape from the beating. So yeah, it's a real whole fucked up situation.
It all sounds very familiar. I know I've read stuff about Moon Knight before, but
Yeah.
I don't think I cared enough to properly retain it.
Yeah, so
You saying the stuff again sounds familiar.
yeah, so for a while there, like the Mark personality and the Steven personality kind of almost existed in harmony. Like when one would go to sleep, the other would wake up and like go on about their life until Mark's mom actually finally passed away. And that caused like enough of like psychological trauma. Like he tried to go to her funeral, but just like couldn't bring himself to go into the house where she'd beaten the shit out of him for years. And that tore down like the mental barriers he'd established between his two personalities, so they kind of started bleeding together. So like Steven would be awake when Mark was supposed to be doing something, like when you went to the fucking cult village to get the scarab from the cult people and all that. So yeah,
Okay, more gunshots.
Yeah, see, you can't hear them from in here, but
yeah, like,
I don't know if
They're-
they're that far away either.
it's pretty faint. But oh, hear that?
yeah, I heard those. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gang wars.
probably. It's a good thing I brought my gun today.
Because
That's why I need to buy a gun.
me and Jimmy are both part of a gang, and we might be next. So
Oh,
good
yeah.
thing you have a gun, and Jimmy and I don't, even though we're part of a gang,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I was about to say,
like a
that's what-
violent gang.
I mean,
So-
well, I
and
mean,
we don't
depending
own
on
guns.
depending on how many of the rival gang members there are, I've only got 6 shots, so you might have to ask some of them to like line up neatly in a row.
Yeah, but you when you have one left, no matter how many there are, you'll just say, "I've got one round,"
And also,
and then
most,
that'll kind of auto make them get in the line.
Yes.
and also most, if not all, gunfights don't end with last man standing and the rest are dead. It's like you kill a few or a couple on the other side, everyone scatters.
Yeah. You know you only got like a minute or two, and then the cops are going to be on the way, and you need to be out of
And
there
then half
if
the
you're
guys
alive.
just die quicker than the other half of the guys, and you're like, hey, we're leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We took out 4 of theirs. They only took out 3 of ours. That means we won.
yeah, yeah, we're in the positive on that one. So anyway, before the two personalities of Moon Knight kind of started bleeding into each other, Mark was working as a mercenary where he almost got killed at an Egyptian dig site, and then the Egyptian deity, I just had the name, now I fucking lost it. Khonshu, that's what it was. Khonshu was like, hey, so I noticed you're dying. I can save you if you will go out and punish evil people for me. And then Mark is like, what the fuck else do I have to live for at this point? Fuck it. Yeah, sign me up, boss. And then
I can do that or
Khonshu
die.
gave
Sure.
him the... What?
I can do that or die. I guess sure.
Yeah. So then Khonshu gave him the living Moon Knight armor, and then Mark became the Moon Knight, whose job is essentially to go out and punish the wicked. And he, like, Khonshu is currently kind of in a gang war, I guess, with the goddess Amit, because Khonshu is all about, you know, punishing people who did bad, and Amit is like, well, why don't I punish people I know are going to do bad before they do the bad? That would be more efficient, right? And then that brings up the whole argument. It's like, well, yeah, but, you know, sure, a man might be able to kill 30 people, but what if he just doesn't?
Yeah.
To which Amit says, hey, Khonshu, come here. I'm going to whisper a secret in your ear. I don't fucking care!
It sounds very. Is it? It's not Minority Report, is it?
Yeah, where they can...
Yeah. Okay.
Or Psychopaths, the old anime from like 2011, where
Wow.
it's like a weird fascist society and like everyone's like possible criminal intent is measured scientifically,
Yeah.
and everyone has their own rating, and if your rating's too high, you just go to jail no matter what, even if you haven't done anything.
Yeah, pretty much...
Or executed, sorry.
But yeah, pretty much Minority Report is what's going on there.
Oh, that was a blowout from one of the vehicles.
No, I know.
Yeah, I know, right?
We good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, so that's why Khonshu and Amit are, you know, bumping heads. But yeah, Steven just wasn't privy to like any of this shit, so he has like no fucking clue what's going on until Mark is finally like, hey, like, we're the Moon Knight, we're working for Khonshu, like, this is what we do. I'm sorry I spawned you in response to trauma, but like, we gotta fucking make this partnership work or else we're gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
And then because for the first half of the show, Steven is the one who's primarily in control of like Mark shouting instructions in his ear. Like, he gets knocked out of a window by like an Egyptian coyote monster. He's like, summon the fucking suit, Steven! Summon the suit! And Steven's like, I don't know what that means! I need a suit. So, and then he summons the Moon Knight armor, but instead of like the classic hooded cloak, it's like an expertly cut white suit and like a tie.
Close enough.
Yeah, and then like in the reflection, Mark is like, Steven, what the hell are we wearing? And he's like, you said I needed to summon a suit, so I summoned a suit. And he's like, the coyote monster's like right behind him, and he's just sitting there like looking at its reflection in the window. He's like, honestly, I kind of look fucking smart, don't I think? So like later on, when the two personalities start really working together, like there's like a technical three-way conversation happening between Mark, Steven, and Khonshu, and like Mark and Steven would just switch off constantly. So it'd be like 1 minute, it's classic Moon Knight armor with Mark talking, and then it would just switch to the three-piece suit armor when like Steven needs to like interject in the conversation.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a really fucking good show. It's a bit of a mind bender for the first couple of episodes when like I didn't really know jack shit about Moon Knight when I started watching the show, but then I learnt.
You done learn.
Yeah. And then minor spoiler, I guess, but you find out that there is a third personality lurking in there who is actually just straight up a cold-blooded murderer.
Is it Night Moon?
No, it's not Night Moon.
Is it Moon Moon?
No. No, we don't talk about Moon Moon here.
Oh, there's no Night Night?
Nope, there's no Night Night.
Shit.
No, but there's a point, I think in episode 3, where Mark is in the driver's seat and he's having to chase these cultists through Cairo, and at one point he blacks out and wake up, comes back, and like everyone around him is not just beaten up, but like straight up butchered and murdered. And he like looks in a nearby like reflection in a pool of water, and he's like, Steven, what the hell did you do? And Steven's like, I don't know, I didn't do this one, I swear. And then they just kind of gloss over that, but a big plot point is that like when the whole beef with Amit is over, then Mark and Steven are supposed to be like released from their duties as Moon Knight, because no, they don't really want to be doing that shit anymore. And Khonshu's like, yeah, no, like we saw this Amit shit. You guys are free to go, promise, hands down. And then they stop Amit, and like at the end they track down the leader of the cult, Ethan Hawke, and Khonshu's just in a limousine waiting to pick this guy up. He's like, hey, like you used to work for Amit, yeah. I'm gonna deal with that. You know that, right? And then Ethan Hawke's like, yeah. Look, I mean, I already lost. What the fuck else are you gonna do to me? Are you gonna kill me, Khonshu? You can't kill me. And Khonshu's like, you're right. I can't kill you. I'm gonna introduce you to my friend. His name's Jake. And then
how come you can't kill him?
Because Khonshu is only allowed to interact with the physical world in very specific ways.
Oh,
So
like
Khonshu-
dialogue and like just talking to people and trying to set shit up, probably.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
guessing.
like Khonshu does have some like straight up cosmic power, but they're
Yeah, he's an Egyptian god.
Yeah, but they're like so limited to very specific things. Because Khonshu himself is technically the god of the night sky.
Oh, so I guess that is pretty specific. I mean,
Yeah.
if you said god of the sky, that's a lot of shit.
Yeah,
but
no,
night sky is
Yeah,
there.
specifically god of the night sky. So like that and like maybe knocking over a box every now and then is really the only thing Khonshu himself is allowed to do. But
Wait, who made the rules? Did they even explain it, or is it just vaguely just like these are the things we can and can't do?
it's
There's no...
it's kind of vague. It's like I think it was mentioned in episode 1 that Egyptian gods, whatever they are the gods of, like they tend to specifically stick to those particular lanes.
Oh, so it's not like the Greek gods where like I'm the god of this, and I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're the god of the night sky, you are only allowed to mess with the night sky.
That's
That's-
really cool.
yeah,
but also restraining.
Yeah, exactly. So Khonshu's like, I'm not gonna kill you. My friend Jake here is, and then the guy in the front of the limousine turns around and it's fucking Poe Dameron, and he just straight up pulls out a pistol and just caps Ethan Hawke right there without like saying a fucking word.
Whew.
And Khonshu's like, yeah, so I told Mark and Steven that they were allowed to go free, but Jake here still wants the job as Moon Knight, so Jake here has the job as Moon Knight.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's a fucking awesome show, though. And seeing fucking Poe Dameron get to play two very different characters, like, at the same time in the same scene is... Guy's really fucking cool.
One thing I watched this week, I watched Insidious 2,
Nice.
which I hadn't seen before. I've only seen the first one, actually. And I just noticed I've got the 4 movie collection there, so I might watch the next 2, because the first 2 are great.
Yeah.
The second one is just more...
Insidious
creepy.
is the camera guy, right?
The
The film
second
one, right?
Yeah, the second one, I think... No, the first one has camera shit, too.
Well, I mean, like that's
but-
literally the whole the whole
Um,
premise of the movie is like he keeps seeing shit on like old, like
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it
yeah,
does
the movie.
more of that.
Wasn't that
and-
Sinister?
Oh, was it Sinister?
I think Sinister is the one you're thinking about with like the old timey
You're right.
films.
You're right. I am thinking about
The
Sinister.
film Demon is what I was thinking of.
Sinister 2
Or
is
the
what I
Child
watched.
Demon, whatever.
And
it is.
yeah, well, the main demon is like a big boy, big,
Yeah.
scary looking guy. But yeah, and he uses like children to do stuff, but he apparently has a bunch of different ways. So you've got this guy used to be a cop, whatever, he's not now, and he's like burning down houses that have been that he knows if anybody moves into them, bad shit's gonna happen, and the whole thing's gonna start. And but yeah, he doesn't get to one of the houses in time. A family's already living there, and a lady with 2 twins, and one of the twins is basically being used. The nicer twin is being used, where they're showing the nicer twin all the videos, and then the bad twin is the one who ends up doing the thing. But they're showing him all these videos. It's like these 5 or 6 ghost children who they're showing the nice twin who got beaten by his dad the videos, and the other twin is like kind of jealous because he can also see them.
Yeah.
But like they're just like, nah, you're not worthy. We're showing it to him, and it's mainly to piss that twin off more, so that he ends up doing the thing, and then he. The whole thing happens. I don't know. You have to watch it. I'm not gonna go into the whole thing.
Yeah,
'Cause I don't want to explain the whole fucking thing, scene for scene.
Yeah.
But it was really good. Otherwise, I've just been being lame and watching YouTube videos all week. It's just that time of summer where like it's so busy at work and I just don't want to fucking do anything when I get home. Like, but yeah, I did watch another. What the fuck was that movie called?
Oh, the one we just watched.
No, the one before it. I'll talk about that.
The
one.
Wolf of something Hollow.
Oh yeah, The Wolf of Snowy Hollow.
Yeah.
Which is definitely like both of the movies I just watched. I'd consider like hidden little gems. But the Wolf of Snowy Hollow, it's like there's these super violent murders happening in this snowy Utah like skiing village, and they keep happening. And it's about the sheriff who's trying to catch what's happening, and everybody's like, this is too brutal for a human to be doing. They keep saying there's like wolf bite marks, and there's only wolf tracks around them, but the bite marks are like too big for a normal fucking wolf. They say it has to be the size of a Kodiak bale. And so
What happened to the matches
I
that
don't know. Did you set them on top of the fridge maybe?
That is a negatory, Captain.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Then I don't know. But yeah, they're like the bite marks are too big for a regular wolf, and like so are the track marks, but they're definitely like wolf bites. And so everybody in the town is freaking out, and it's specifically targeting females and like taking body parts from them, and it's just driving the sheriff nuts. The sheriff, who was he's an alcoholic. He was completely sober for like 3 years, and then he eventually starts drinking again. There's a bunch of family, like not a bunch, but a fair amount of family drama involved too, because his dad was the old sheriff and is not really letting go of his job, even though he needs to, and like has a heart murmur and shit. And his daughter has a acrobatics whatever scholarship, and he just all he can focus on is like these murders that are happening, because he's basically the sheriff, even though his dad's still alive and technically the sheriff. But everybody's like, you're the one who needs to do this. Like, people keep fucking dying. So it just drives him nuts. At one point, he actually like comes into contact with it, and turns out like people keep saying like, this has to be like a werewolf. That's the only thing that makes sense. Like, that's what a lot of people are saying. He's like, no, this is a fucking man, god damn it. Like, fuck off. Then eventually he sees it at one point, and it is like a big werewolf. And you see it earlier in the movie as a werewolf. And but like there's some stuff that's a little like later on, because they say they caught him and it's this guy who had OD'd in his trailer, and he had killed this girl and had her in his backyard, and they're like, this has to be him. So they bring him in, he's dead, but case solved, right? And he's going around bringing, the sheriff is going around bringing, like, evidence back to the families of people. So, like, the girls that died, he's bringing their things to their family because they kept them as evidence. And he eventually takes some to this, damn it, what are they called?
Goodwill?
Taxidermist.
Oh.
And he had always had a theory that the guy was super tall or whatever, and this guy always walked with a hunch. The guy had invited him in. The guy invited him in and, like, asked him some questions about the case, and he was just like, yeah, it was pretty much covered in the paper. They did a good job of it, whatever. And but then he goes to leave, and he's like, wait a minute. And goes back, and he's like, will you actually stand up to your full height for me? And the guy does, and he's like, oh, motherfucker. Like, the guy, like, he kind of figures it out in that moment. So it was the guy he was a taxidermist, and that's how he could, like, make the bite marks. He would dress up, basically a like, crazy furry costume.
Yeah.
And he was a huge guy, so he could, you know, he could be very vicious and everything. And, but yeah, it was just, it was very, very good. It was, like, comedic at times. And, it's a movie that I very much felt like if it was like an 80s movie, it would be like an absolute classic. Like it'd be like a cult classic for sure. Like, and not because like, oh, look at the effects in this movie, because the effects weren't crazy in the movie.
Yeah.
There actually weren't that many effects or anything. They didn't use, I don't think, really any CG. I mean, I'm sure there was a little here and there, but
Probably like that CG augmentation where they just hide the small errors and real effects.
yeah, like I think the like couple of times you see the Wolfman, he's probably like more CG, but just like the way the movie was with the comedy in it, and like the writing was really good. I think it definitely would have been like a huge classic, but instead, I'd never heard of it.
Yeah.
And I don't actually know when it came out.
I
I feel like it came out kind of recently, actually. One second, and then.
It's not that big of a deal.
But no, the movie was fantastic. It was too bad you had to leave and take your mom home. But
yeah.
I don't think that's a gun. That sounds like a nail gun. Because it's like...
that is louder than a nail gun.
No, but it doesn't seem faint that it's across the highway far away. It feels like literally someone's going... ka-toon, 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 ka-toon.
No, sounded like that.
Sorry,
But,
just because I'm like, wait a second. What even is that? That's not a vehicle.
Oh, they're probably like that car that they have in their first parking spot never moves, but they're always like cleaning it and vacuuming it out. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. So it might be a vacuum.
Yeah, that's definitely a
no.
nail gun.
That was a car. That was them starting up their big truck.
Oh, okay.
It's just loud, but
Yeah.
it's gone now. And then the second one we watched was called Kill Me 3 Times.
Yep.
And it's mainly starring Simon Pegg, although it
It's
followed
Simone Pegg now.
Simone.
Simone Pegg.
Simone Pegg.
Simone Pegg.
His is the drill that will pierce the heavens.
I mean, well, his rifle pierced quite a few things in that movie. Just
Yeah.
not all that accurate.
Just not where he meant them to pierce.
Yeah, Simon Pegg was what, like a kind of a hitman?
Yeah,
Like
he was.
hitman slash
PI.
Fixer,
kinda.
I guess. Yeah,
Yeah, because I mean he did PI stuff at first, and
killed people.
the thing is when he was asked to kill a person, he was like,
Are you sure about that?
"Yeah, are you sure about this?" And like I can do it. I'm a professional, but like it very much seemed like murder wasn't his normal thing,
Yeah.
and that he preferred to do the other things.
Yeah.
But like I can do this, probably because, like he said, actually killing somebody, like, sure, that's a bit of a risk to him, but also the person who's hiring him is almost more of a risk if they decide that, if they regret it or something,
Yeah.
and then end up blabbing or, like, you know, giving themselves away.
Yep.
But yeah, it was about Simon Pegg as a just a fixer, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Fixer.
And he gets a call from a guy. The story's told kind of weird.
Yeah, but very out of sequence. But basically, it's a guy who had Simon Pegg following his wife to like get evidence that she was cheating on him because he thought she was. Turns out he was right because the guy who hired Simon Pegg is an abusive asshole. So the woman's trying to get away. He gets the proof that cheating is going on. So he's like, "All right then, Simone Pegg, I need you to kill my wife." And Simone Pegg is like, "I mean, all right, I'll do it. $100,000, man, but you can't go backing out on this shit." The guy's like, "Yeah, whatever." And then through a ridiculous comedy of errors, like some people botching faking someone's death or something like that.
Well, no, they...
Oh, right. The dentist was, working with Simon Pegg, maybe?
No.
No?
I don't know why they originally wanted to kill her. Because they didn't know that she had money, that she had.
Yeah.
So, I think I missed something there, why they wanted to kill her.
Like, I know
because they went through a lot to...
Yeah, I know the dentist had racked up, a bunch of gambling debts.
Yeah, but what does just killing her get? Because they weren't...
Oh, I think they
Life
were...
insurance.
They weren't in the
Right.
know.
I heard life insurance that out
Yeah.
loud.
But they didn't have life insurance on her.
But,
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I didn't see the movie. All I heard was they talked about life insurance.
They did talk about...
on the wife of the dentist.
Oh, well, I have no idea. So.
I think, if I remember correctly, because they were also talking about switching out people's dental records, they were going to kill the woman, so then she could be like, "Look, my secretary, whatever, died. We then get money because life insurance."
Because they put her dental records, the girl that they were going to kill, as the wife. So
Yeah.
They swap them. Right.
Yep.
Right. That makes sense. That's definitely what was happening.
Yeah, so then they fucked up the entire plan because they were fucking incompetent about it.
They were incompetent, but in the end, they should have got her.
Yeah.
They ended up lighting a car on fire and throwing it off a huge cliff, but she woke up at the last second and jumped out the side after it had gone down a bit of a hill before the big cliff.
Yeah.
And she definitely would have died anyways, but in any case, she lived.
Yeah.
Yeah, people can survive getting shot 20 times. Maybe you can roll a car at the last second. Yeah.
But when you're going as fast and it's a flaming car and you're going down a hill, first off, when she jumped out, you guys missed it. She just went completely sideways. You would have kept going down with the momentum.
Okay.
it
It seems
she
goofy
just,
the way they fucked up the
She
physics.
just kind of went sideways.
And it just kind of
instead
flopped
of,
over a couple times.
She would have jumped out and been boop, end over end, and kept going.
Yeah.
But in any case, she survived. Simon Pegg's character was watching them the whole time.
Yep.
And was like, oh, they just fucking did it for me. She obviously is dead.
Fuck.
And then she was not.
It's definitely not a nail gun, but you're right.
Dude, there's no way someone's
But you're right, I don't think it's a gun. Because there is a thing that sounds kind of like a nail. If it is, it's a very fucking heavy... Have you seen that
Or it's
DeWalt
closer than you think it is.
nail gun?
That's basically a rifle.
An actual rifle?
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe they have one of those. I mean, I
Long range nailing.
Anyways,
Yeah.
you want to go on? So Simon thinks they're dead.
Yeah, and then turns
Or
out
she's dead.
she was not. And then the guy she was fucking thought she was, or thought she had at least gotten taken. So he goes to the abusive guy and was like, "Hey, where the fuck's the wife? And he's like, I don't know. Like, he took her, and he's gonna deal with her. So then, girl was fucking, kills abusive guy, then goes on to try and meet Simon Pegg.
Because he wants to kill Simon Pegg because he found
Yeah.
out. Abusive guy told Simon Pegg. The whole thing's kind of confusing to try and explain.
Yeah, I point
One of
is,
those movies you actually have to watch.
yeah,
Almost, yeah.
yeah. So it all ends up, girl survives, guy who was fucking girl survives, Simon Pegg wounded but also survives.
He's like impaled in the side by a fucking metal rod thing. It's not rebar.
It looked like it was right through the middle, like
No, it was off to the side.
Yeah, it was
and
off to the
wasn't-
side.
So like he could live by that, and he even answers the phone and is like, "Be there in an hour," and looks at it and is like,
Yeah, give me two.
"Make it 2."
Yeah.
And so he's fine.
Yeah, but,
Ah,
yeah. It's.
okay.
I mean, he's probably losing some large
trauma,
intestine.
blood loss, delusions. Yeah.
Well, I mean, as long as he doesn't pull it out, like he's not gonna bleed to death
But
anytime
if you
soon.
told me it was a trellis, trellis have like those, like it's like ridges.
No, it's like a fucking.
It's called in the machine
Like
shop
a
business
V.
we called it angle iron.
Yeah, it's like a V, a very thin V.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
like I said, growing up, we would always stick them in the ground, run chicken wire through them, like one every like few feet, run chicken wire through them and plant like tomatoes, and the tomatoes would grow up the chicken wire and grow that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of those going through you is no good, but going through the side right there, and it like we never like fucking pounded them 3 feet into the ground. It was like 6 inches was enough.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know what they were doing with it, but he could definitely like get it out of the ground while keeping it in him.
And also, he could just call for help. He had the phone.
But
Yeah, that's true.
but he's an unidentified assassin, so I don't know who's he gonna get help from.
I'm
long
sure-
enough before he bleeds out. Because I mean, like keeping it in will save you, not forever though.
No.
Like you gotta get that shit taken care of.
Yeah, he would have to go. Like I'm sure he has IDs and could go to the hospital and be like, "Yeah, I fell off my porch and fucking fell onto it," and they'd take care of him.
Oof.
They'd just be like, "Yeah, it was just an accident."
Yeah, that sucks, but we got you, boo.
Of course.
How come none of you?
I don't think he'd be doing a job again in 3 hours. But
No.
He also got bashed a bit by a sledgehammer.
Dude, he got
That's how
fucking
he-
destroyed.
That's how
by
he
a
fell
sledgehammer.
off. That's how he fell off in the first place. He never got hit in the head or anything.
No, but the
serious,
show
but-
really does not like. Doesn't even matter if a woman is swinging. If you just get slammed on the spine with a sledgehammer, you're on the floor. Like that's the first
he
and last
wasn't.
shot.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
Because
Movie.
he is ultimate. But no, Simon Pegg was pretty funny. Basically the whole time in the movie. The funniest thing was just that he's like this kind of assassin and everything. He was supposed to be badass, but he's just a terrible shot. So with his rifle constantly, he's hitting people in like
The
non-lethal places just all the time. And then even when he has a pistol, he's just hitting people in their shoulders and shit. And
Shoulder,
so
side,
it's-
side. Ugh.
it's pretty funny how they play that up. The guy who was fucking the girl that everybody was trying to kill was Liam Hemsworth.
Yep.
Old
Younger brother of Chris.
younger brother of Chris. And this movie came out in 2014. But
Yeah.
especially being like a big Simon Pegg fan, I'm surprised that we've never heard of it.
I know, right?
No. But it was excellent. Another like under the radar gem.
Yep. So, I finally finished Elden Ring. Yay!
You can finish Elden Ring. You got
You
like
beat
7.
the-
You got 7 more game pluses left. Like keep
Yeah.
going.
No.
You beat what's her name? The Let Me Solo Her
Melania.
boss.
No, I did not go after that optional boss.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is
come
an optional
on.
boss.
Come on, then you didn't beat it.
Well, the problem is I can't let him solo her because my internet connection is shit. So
Or how
all the-
about this? Get good.
Yeah, no, you gotta beat her yourself if you truly want to
As
beat
someone
the
who
game.
says who's never played fucking Elden Ring.
Yeah, no.
But I also know it's easier than every other Dark Souls game.
yeah, yes and no. Eh.
From what I've heard, it's mostly a yes, it's easier, but in very specific in most, but also specific ways.
In ways that don't agree with me, it's easier. Like, I don't know. It's a good game. Do I plan to go and play it again? No. Probably not until they drop DLC for it. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's a fine game. It's just it's not my particular brand of Souls game. I still hold up.
Bloodborne
Yeah.
2.
God,
Oh
I
my.
fucking hope so. It's you know what? The day they announce Bloodborne 2, I'm gonna be like, yeah, and they're gonna be like, guess what? PS5 exclusive, and I'm gonna be like, no.
Yeah, but they'll announce it as a PS5 exclusive, and it'll be like coming in 2027.
Yeah.
So by then.
By then, yeah, I'll probably have a PS5, but.
But that'll be towards the end of the PS5's life cycle as well.
Yeah.
The PS6 will be on the way.
After what it took for people to even get their hands on the PS5, I don't think there's going to be a PS6 until like
no.
2030.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's
Yeah.
going to take a while. If even that.
Yeah, but it was a fine game. I highly recommend it. I'm glad I finally finished one playthrough and then got it off my hard drive, so I've got another 80 gigs freed for other things. And I also
Wait,
got...
you got the disc?
What?
Got the disc?
No.
Damn it.
No, I've had bad luck with discs, man. I don't get anything on disc anymore if I can help it.
Yeah, well, I got bad luck in a lot of things, and I still do them, so that's why I was asking.
No. Yeah, and I also got the expansion for Monster Hunter Rise, which is very, very good. As like,
You need to get with Ian on that, because he's looking for people to play with. Like, he plays the shit out of Monster Hunter Rise, so does Kendrick.
oh, well, I mean, they can feel free to come over to my house because that's really about the only way I'm going to be able to play Monster Hunter Rise with anybody.
Oh, you can't do it online?
I mean, I can, but I don't have Nintendo Plus or whatever the hell it's called.
No.
So I can only do it with the Switch's built-in LAN. No, the expansion's very good. Like, from a, I guess, pure technical standpoint, it's actually probably one of the best expansions ever made. Just for how much quality of life it brings to the game, which is amazing.
Okay.
Like, the story, I mean, it's a Monster Hunter story. It's an excuse for you to go out, kill monsters, and craft, weapons and fancy coats out of
Not
their
much
skin.
We
story.
need to learn about these monsters. Oh, I'm sorry. You meant almost genocide these monsters? Yeah, that's what we meant.
Well, at least in the Sunbreak expansion, they actually give you a damn good reason for genociding those monsters.
Let me guess. They eating everybody?
No, actually.
Are they corrupting the natural ecosphere?
Ish?
Ooh, okay, well then explain.
Okay, so there's this big bad elder dragon called Malzeno, and...
Malzeno.
Yeah, and it woke up, and basically it's forcing, like, all of the indigenous monsters out of its particular territory. So these monsters that don't belong in, like, other biospheres are being forced into other biospheres, which is, upsetting the natural order of things.
So basically invasive species, but the species are being moved against their will.
Yes.
So yeah, this is just another ecological storyline. Gotcha.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's bad enough. Like, the monsters that are getting forced out are, like, already almost top of the food chain, so it'd be like, I don't know, like, somebody suddenly, like, well, I can't really think of anything that can
So
really...
basically, fucking Kodiak grizzly bears invade.
Like San
Vermont.
Francisco. Or Vermont, yeah, exactly. It's like, that's gonna be a fucking problem for the ecosystem.
Like, when I got my coyote gun. Oh no.
Oh, shit. My coyote gun ain't gonna do fuck
Okay,
against
there's no
that.
coyotes in Vermont. That was dumb.
Yeah, but yeah, it's basically you gotta kill these monsters because, I mean, left on their own, those monsters will wipe out every other thing in the ecosystem they just invaded. So, I mean, that's actually a fairly fucking good plot compared to Monster Hunter World's like, we're gonna study this shit. Bring me its bones.
Right. No, it's more like we need to study these things, but like they're getting wiped out by things not from here, and that's bad. That's just a real life actual problem, like taking out invasive species.
Yeah.
Like opening up hunting registrations and stuff. Like kill as many wolves as you can in the state because they're not supposed to be here or whatever it is. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Or wow, there's way too many fucking deer here. They're gonna wipe out all the fucking plants, and then that's gonna lead to another different type of ecological collapse.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, from the gameplay end of things, Sunbreak is fucking amazing. Like,
You okay, bud?
Fucking keep going.
oh yeah, but no, they added a bunch of new skills for all of the weapons, some of which completely change how the weapon plays. So like, I actually like using the greatsword now. I fucking hated the greatsword back when Monster Hunter World came out. I thought that thing was absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the big, like, really slow, like, charge up a big heavy hit.
I played Monster Hunter World, so I know.
Okay, so yeah, you know about the Greatsword then, but like the new moveset that they made optional for the Greatsword, it makes it so you actually have to go through a full combo before you can take like the big charge stance. But the combo you have to go through to get there is probably like 500% faster than the Greatsword actually used to be. So the Greatsword's speed is probably actually on par with like the Switch Axe now, which
Probably because they also dialed down the damage.
yeah, I mean, you can't charge those first 3 hits, but the fact that you can get those first 3 hits out a lot fucking faster than you used to be able to is godlike. Like I said, I actually like using the Greatsword now because of that, which is something I never thought I was gonna fucking say.
Dual blades till I die. Sorry.
Yeah, no, dual blades are still fucking awesome. Like, all the weapons are awesome now. Like, the way the game used to be, you had like one loadout of like active and passive skills that you set, and then you go out on a hunt, and you can technically switch them mid-hunt, but that involves going all the fucking way back to the tent, going inside the tent, going into your item box, and accessing your skills from there. But with Sunbreak, they added the ability to switch between 2 separate skill loadouts, essentially whenever the fuck you want. So it used to be, like, I'm a hardcore Switch Axe main, so my Switch Axe loadout was halfway between, like, I need to charge up my sword gauge fast, but also still be able to do damage when it's done. But now that I have those 2 separate loadouts, I can be like, alright, all the skills that charge up my axe go on loadout B, and all the big damage skills go on loadout A. So I can be in loadout B, get my axe charged up really fast, instantly swap over to skill set A, and then just spend all that meter I built up just doing fucking insane amounts of damage to the monster's face.
God damn, that sounds like a lot.
I mean, it is and it isn't. Like, I've seen some people do some fucking insane shit, like flip-flopping between loadouts like every 5 fucking seconds. I'm not that hardcore. I'd be like, alright, get my shit charged, now I switch and do damage. It's wonderful, and you do it at, like, the command for switching is left trigger plus X and A to switch, and, like, it's kind of awkward, but, like, once you get good at it, it's just like, I'm going, I'm charged, blop, switch, bam, done.
Right.
It's super fucking cool. Yeah, Monster Hunter Sunbreak is fucking great. Alright, so who wants to go on a tirade about guns with me?
I was going to go on a tirade about guns, but I don't know what the reason for you going bring up the guns are, because I have a very specific one.
Oh, you want to go first?
I think actually you might should. Well, yeah, you go first.
Alright, so have you guys heard about the Trigun reboot that they're making?
So not about guns, about anime. Gotcha.
I mean, it's about a gun in anime.
Okay. Yes. Wait. There's a Trigun reboot. That took me a second. What?
Yeah, no, I got the fucking trailer right here for you, man.
Oh, they're using a weird animation style.
Well, it's the Netflix 3D animation style that they're going with, which,
It's alright.
yeah.
Speedwagon.
Is he a fighter? He is.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
Alright, so they
So
removed
it's
any.
new. It's not a reboot. It's a sequel.
Yeah, no.
No,
It seems like they're rebooting it, but they're taking out any soul and comedic value it has.
Wow.
Seems very gritty.
yeah, I hope they bring back, like, when they eventually get around to doing English, I hope they get Vash's original voice back. Not because, like, one, it was really good, and two, Vash was also that guy's first actual stint in anime voice acting.
I still haven't watched Dragon.
You fucking should. Anyway, the fucking tirade I wanted to go on. This actually looks pretty good, and I'm excited for it, except for this absolute fucking abomination of a revolver that I saw in this trailer. I hate it so goddamn much. All right, so we're gonna critique Vash's original gun first. This is the AGL Arms 45 Long Colt, and I have some issues with it, but
Can you enlarge it, or would that fuck up the video?
I think I can enlarge it. God
Oh,
damn
it's a literal. Oh, I thought that was a picture.
it.
All right, so what the fuck's up with the barrel? What's with the top part? What?
I'm gonna get to that once I hopefully find like a slightly better picture of it. I mean, there's got to be a large picture of it around somewhere. All right. Well, you know what? We're just gonna have this. We're just gonna have this. This is not actually a bad design for a gun. Honestly, I do have a few issues with it. Mainly the fact that the barrel here is at the 6 o'clock position on the cylinder instead of up here at the 12. But there's plot reasons for that. Anyway, so the big thing you were talking about this top part, right, Jimbo?
Yeah, that's usually probably on the bottom.
Yes, that is usually on the bottom. That's what's known as a barrel lug. And essentially, it's there to increase the weight of the barrel to help control the recoil of the gun.
Oh, so it's just a bit of a shaped solid piece of metal, or at least mostly solid, or
Yeah, it would be solid. There's some stuff inside there because plot reasons for Trigun, but yeah,
Okay.
normally it would be on the bottom. And the issue I have with the fact that it's on the top is that in like an actual gun, barrel lugs are meant to be able to be taken off. So the fact that the iron sights are mounted on the barrel lug to me means because this gun shoots 45 Long Colt, which is a pretty freaking spicy round.
especially for a series set so far in the future.
Yeah, 45 Long Colts, it's no fucking joke what that bullet is, and that concussive force would probably be loosening the barrel lug a little bit, which means the sight would drift over time. That's my main fucking issue with the gun. The rest of it, it's a...
Taking into account who Vash is, I don't think the barrel sight being slightly off even matters.
It does early on.
Early on when he's keeping up with some sort of facade, right?
Kind of, I mean...
Or is it memory loss mixed with facade? Because I remember that, he's, faking his, entire personality and character
Yeah,
for the most part.
He's a very good shot because he's had a lot of practice, but at the same time, being who he is and not being able to, remain in one place for very long, he falls behind on his gun maintenance a little bit, so he eventually gets a gun worked over by a professional that fixes the sight drift and everything, and then he becomes a fucking unstoppable monster.
Oh.
I
thought he had... Well, real quick, spoilers for the show.
Yeah.
Isn't he an angel or some stupid shit? Or the son of an angel? Or some weird cosmological bullshit?
He was... they're called angels, but essentially they were supposed to, fuse with these space-age reactors. Angels, quote-unquote, are supposed to be, an infinite source of energy to, power cities and stuff like that. So he's more of a genetically engineered eldritch being, almost.
Yeah. So that's why I said maybe he doesn't need sights.
Yeah, I mean, even then, when he admits that his sights are off, that's when he's shooting at a distance of, more than 100 feet. So, for a normal person...
If you're shooting someone at 100 feet with a revolver...
Yeah, that's pretty fucking impressive. But,
well, I mean, for a revolver, not. I mean, for a regular semi-automatic handgun, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, hitting anything with a handgun at more than 100 feet, it takes a good bit of skill, and you're not going to be doing that on the move, dipping and dodging and diving like Vash does.
Oh, yeah, but as meant in general, I thought that, revolvers, since the barrel length and the lack of internal mechanisms, it usually has a longer, more accurate barrel than, semi-automatic, so
yeah, it does.
feet's not too bad.
Yeah, I can hit something at 100 feet, but I have to be, standing still and really take my time to aim with it.
Right.
Yeah, so, but... Yeah, on the whole, this design for a revolver, this is not bad. It's actually very similar to, what is it? The Silver Serpent, I think? Yeah, it's actually got a lot of similarities to Barry's 44 Magnum, just the fact that the barrel is at the 12 instead of the 6. So, it's not a bad revolver, but this fucking thing right here, okay, first off, I have an issue. That's an 8-shot cylinder. I fucking hate that.
I thought that's a real thing that has existed
It
in
is.
history.
It is a real
but
thing.
what is wrong with it?
Okay, if you're having an 8 shot, the more shots you shove into a cylinder, which I mean,
The smaller they have to be.
or the bigger you have to make the cylinder. So,
Okay.
which both have their own problems. Like I can't tell, like based on size, what caliber this is. Like maybe it's 357.
If that's a thumb, like a regular human thumb, that looks rather small. That's because like a 357 is at least like that when you pick it up, right? And that looks like it takes up like a third of the middle of his thumb.
Well, yeah. I mean, you also got to take into like the animation and art style of the show could be.
But still, that
Yeah.
looks very intricate, and they definitely spent time on that. And like
Yeah.
that, like seems like a very small, what do you call the thing in the chamber that holds a bullet? Is there a specific name for each little?
I mean, it's just.
Here, could you please remove all of your rounds?
Yeah.
Dude, my thumb's fucking huge, and this takes up way more space than that does. I got a fat fucking thumb.
Yeah. Anyway, point is,
Sorry, that's how I wanted to do the clip.
I understand. So, putting 8 shots in a cylinder, that is a thing we have, but to do that, you either have to enlarge the cylinder or shrink the bullet, which both have their own fucking problems. If you're enlarging the cylinder, you're making the profile of the gun itself bigger, which means there's
Bulkier, more awkward,
Yep.
like carrying a holster.
more awkward to carry.
Throws off the aim depending on exactly
Yeah, and the fact that you're just making the gun bigger, which means it's more likely to be hit by a stray bullet.
I feel like your gun getting hit by a bullet is a rather small concern considering everything else in a gunfight.
Yeah, but I mean,
Especially the fact that the cylinder sticks out an inch and a half more. Like, I don't know.
yeah, well, I mean,
Because if it wasn't there, you would have got shot, but it hit your cylinder instead.
yeah, so like that in and of itself is an issue. I feel like if you're going above 6 shots in a revolver, you just get yourself a magazine-fed weapon. It'd be easier, more convenient, faster to reload if he has to reload each of those fucking bullets by hand, which he appears to be doing. And then, like, also, the width of this barrel is fucking ludicrous. And it doesn't need...
Comparative to what?
Comparative, like... might be-
Is that a top down or a...
Why? Why? I guarantee those bullets, they don't have the fucking recoil necessary to have such a massive amount of metal around the fucking barrel.
And that doesn't even look like cool factor. There must be some sort of other explanation.
Yeah, there has...
Maybe the bullet has like some sort of like, it's not just, old fashioned, gunpowder. It must have something in there where that much constriction on the barrel has to matter for some reason. Doesn't look cool. Doesn't look nice. Like, even if I didn't know anything about guns, which I basically don't, that still doesn't look impressive. At the very least, you would expect an oversized barrel, like something that big, know?
If you're having that much mass with a barrel...
It better have some crazy shit going on.
Yeah, like, I know, like, it's a Trigun reboot. I know there's some kind of technology in there, and I get it, but... God,
Can't they make the technology fit a real barrel?
Yeah, like... That barrel looks to be almost as wide as the cylinder itself.
How about this? He's weirdly strong. Maybe this is so regular people just can't take his gun and use it reliably. Could be something dumb explained like that in the show. Because, like, if the gun weighs 20 pounds, most regular people will not be able to lift that handgun.
Yeah.
Or use it even remotely effectively.
From what I can tell, this is not the best one. That seems...
Is that the tip of the bullet?
No, the
That little copper part right there. Is that? I think he's literally pulled it. Yeah, that's what it was. Man, those are tiny.
Yeah, it's...
So maybe bullet size or like gas capacity doesn't matter in that kind of gun because it's propelled through some other weird anomalous means.
I mean...
So like the bullets are small, but it doesn't matter?
So the weird thing is with the original Trigun series, which they have confirmed the maker of the original series is working on the show, was always like extremely accurate with all but like the most fucking outlandish guns he had in that show. Like anything that looks like a normal gun was based on
Off of that gun that looks kind of like that.
Yeah, what was based on an actual normal gun. Like the only custom jobs that showed up were like Vashes and knives, revolvers, and like one or two other like crazy looking pistols here and there. But
Isn't there like a crazy retarded rifle? Like
Yeah.
a really long one, but not an elephant gun, but like long in a bad way.
yeah, there was two. There was a lever action rifle that had two side feeding magazines that would literally the barrels would flip every time he worked the lever. And then there was also a sniper rifle, like a big anti-material rifle that had a barrel like 30 feet long or some
But
shit like that.
that still kind of makes sense. An anti-material rifle, like, just make the barrel longer, baby. It gets more accurate. That doesn't really cut because you don't just get to hold an anti-material rifle and shoot it. If
Yeah,
it's mounted on something, make the barrel as long as you want, I guess. As
Yeah.
long as you can fucking store it properly.
yeah. I want to see more of this revolver because we only really get to see it from the top, the front, and as he's reloading. But from what I've seen, just
Like,
Stranger Things flip flops, but it's just go on.
oh yeah, just I hope I get to see more of this thing later. So then I want an actual picture of the full thing in front of me because from what I've seen, as a revolver fanatic, this design just makes me fucking sick to my stomach.
There has to be something about it because it's so intricately designed, and there's like, if it's the original guy, then he knows.
Yeah, I know he knows.
So there must be an unit, like, we'll have to wait for it to come out and see what's
Yeah.
going on and be like, oh yeah, this gun, yeah, this isn't even gunpowder, this is some crazy other shit. Like, don't worry, this little tiny bullet's gonna put a hole the size of a watermelon in someone. Something like that, you know?
Yeah, like even if it's just an explanation, like, oh yeah, all that shit around the barrel, that's magnets. This thing's actually a railgun. I'll fucking accept that. I will. I'm excited for the series one way or another because I fucking love Trigun, but just God, the first time I saw that revolver in the trailer, I was like, no.
It's just nitpicks.
No. Yeah, no, the rest of the show looks great. I really like the fact that Vash got a redesign so his hair isn't fucking sticking straight up anymore.
But that's the charming part, god damn it.
I mean, I didn't like
He's
it.
Guile with guns.
I did not like his haircut in the original series. Sorry, I know.
I'll say the animation style in that, with Jimmy being like, the animation is weird. After I'm through the first season of 2016 Berserk.
Oh, yeah?
And that animation ain't shit when it comes to shit compared to that.
Yeah, no, I know. It's another one of those weird Netflix 3D animes that they have, which once it's actually like all done and polished up, those particular animation styles tend to be actually pretty fucking cool. But anyway, that was my tirade on Vash's new gun and how much I hate it. What did you want to tirade about, Jimbo?
Oh, well, we should probably continue and then finish any sort of fictional stuff because this is a real life thing.
Oh, that was
I
it.
have no
That's
fictional stuff.
that's all I had, man. The Trigun reboot revolver was the last fucking thing I had to talk about.
I don't think Andy so much as wanted to go on like an all-around gun tirade as he just wanted to bitch about.
Oh, mine's
that
not an
gun.
all-around gun tirade either. Just more like like I predicted months and months, maybe even longer ago. Russia is talking about seriously trying to take Alaska back.
I did see that as well. Well, okay. The
Yeah,
people,
we know
there's
he-
been like a sign
It
photograph
wasn't,
that
no,
was
it
like
wasn't,
Alaska
it was
is
before the
ours.
sign. It was literally what Putin said, not the sign that's the thing about a business or a location in Russia also named Alaska. But I mean,
Yeah, I need to sell my video games and shit and get the fuck out of here. Move to like Iowa.
I was afraid
no-
you were gonna say New York for a minute.
Nobody
I was about
wants.
to say no.
Nobody wants to take Iowa. Like nobody. They
people
would
want to destroy Iowa.
if
so there's
Russia
that.
or China like came and invaded us. They'd leave Iowa and like Ohio. They'd be like, yeah, nah.
No, they hear the memes at least about Iowa and be
Those-
like, yeah, let's blow a place up.
Those two. No, they wouldn't waste the resources on that. They'd be like
They
those.
waste the resources all the time. That's what I'm
Those
trying to
two
talk
could
about.
be. Those two can be the United States now. Russia or Iowa and Ohio.
Missouri's gone for some reason.
No, Missouri. People like Missouri. Detroit, they'd blow up.
Well, I
Detroit,
mean,
they-
yeah.
Only Detroit.
Yeah.
Only Detroit, Michigan. The rest of Michigan is fine.
Yeah, look, Detroit, I love you. I've been there, but look, face it, look outside your window. It's a hell dimension out there. You know it, and I know it. Just fucking accept it.
I would just like to be there to explore all the abandoned shit. That's the only reason. I'd love to go to Detroit for like a month and have enough money to just buy food and like rent a place for a month and just go around the city exploring all the abandoned like car factories and shit. I would have a Iron Man suit. And then I could also help repel the inevitable Russian explosion of the city.
Yeah.
Actually, I probably wouldn't.
You can't repel the explosion.
I just let it happen, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's Detroit. The only people who are going to miss Detroit are the people who live in Detroit.
Actually,
And Kiss. Kiss will
I don't think
And
the
Kiss,
I don't think they would. I think they'd miss old Detroit. And I don't think the people in Detroit, as long as they could get out of there before it exploded,
No one's gonna miss
it's
Detroit.
one of those things where like they live there and it's bad for them, and so they're finally being forced to do something that's good for them. They're like in their shit where it's like they're constantly doing this thing which is living there, which is just actively horrible for their entire life, and they're finally being forced to leave and do something good for themselves.
Yes.
It's
Forced.
It's like friends like dragging their friends to rehab.
Yeah.
I would think.
I mean,
pretty
look,
similar.
no offense.
No, it's more like people you don't know dragging you to rehab. You're really confused, but they're still taking you to rehab.
Yeah, they're helping you, and you're like, why are you helping me? I didn't want help.
No, I'm trying to kill you. Rehab's gonna kill you.
I liked being there, but you know they didn't actually, and they'll know after a while. They'll be like, that was actually a good thing.
Yeah. But you know what? In the end, I don't think Russia's gonna take Alaska. I mean,
not at all.
No, they're not. No, I'm not
We
saying
have
they're
so
going
much.
to take it. I'm going to say they're going to try.
Yeah,
that's the scary part.
yeah. I mean, in the end, if Putin, somehow uninsanes himself or otherwise leaves office, like taking Alaska from the United States, that's more work for Russia than
Literally anything else they could possibly try to do to any other country.
and it wouldn't be fucking worth it in the end. You would spend far more than you're gaining to try and take Alaska from the United States.
Even if they just destroyed Alaska, just completely like fracked the entirety of
From
Alaska
who?
for
Wait, what? Like fracked? Like how so?
like fracking for oil.
Oh, like they just came here and started.
Like
fracking.
they just said, fuck the entire environment. Like we'll just take all the oil from Alaska. I still don't think it'd be worth it for them.
No, it wouldn't be.
Although
they-
there is
I
a
mean, it would,
shitload of oil, it might be. But also, you would have to have them. They would have to take Alaska first.
They
Which
have,
would
no,
take,
they have to get to
So-
Alaska. We have to talk about that. Like
they got to get here and they have to take it.
and they have a shitty
Well,
navy.
it's kind of the same thing. Getting it because if they're here, then they're in the process of trying to take it.
But
So I mean, yeah, getting here, taking it, and then establishing enough defenses, and then
keep it.
and then bringing all the supplies over in order to do all the things to get the oil would just end up not being
well,
worth
but
it.
it's not about the oil though. It's about that Alaska is on loan. It wasn't for sale
Yeah.
because my name is Putin and I'm Putin it in your mouth, and everyone's like, "Oh, that was funny" in Russian, and everyone else is just like, "What? What?" And good luck. Pretty much, like I was scouring news sites and like other like Reddit, Daily Mail, like all sorts of other shit, and like some more like indie ones.
You should
and
only
whatnot.
get your news from Reddit.
No, I mean, I got alerted to the
I know,
idea
man.
by Reddit, and then I moved on from Reddit after that.
Yeah.
That's the thing I love about Reddit. I don't trust it for news sources. I trust it for like, oh, that might be a thing, and then I go elsewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much everyone's just like, you mean you can try? It's Alaska. Everyone there has 27 guns. Also, you guys can barely invade Ukraine with a very flat, neutral like landscape. You would not get past the Aleutian chains. Also, that we've got like 4 carriers on the coast of Alaska pretty much at all times.
Yep.
And 9 military bases, 3 of which are Coast Guard, or I think 2 are Coast Guard. But yeah, they're not ever going to really get here, but the idea that they might actually try is still going to be kind of freaky.
Yeah, that would be pretty scary. If
You
they
then
were
have to take into account that, like, the rest of the U.S. military is going to have something to say about that at some point. Plus, we're at least allied with Britain, and Britain's
We're
already...
part of NATO.
I'm about
Yeah.
95% sure Canada would be like, this is bad.
Yeah,
So-
even Canada would be like, that's our next door neighbors who
Yeah.
are trying to get fucked. So like,
And like, we don't really like Americans, but Alaskans are basically Canadians with more
yeah,
guns.
we're neighbors. If Alaska goes down, what's to stop them from coming
Yeah,
here?
if they get a foothold there, then
Oh, a lack of natural resources. Oh, sorry. I forgot about maple syrup.
Yeah, you got maple syrup, cheese, and hockey teams, man. Come on.
Yeah, poutine's barely cheese. It's literally young cheese that's been aged for like 2 days.
Yeah. Point is, it's really not worth it for Russia to like even try to take Alaska at this point.
Yeah, that's because we're analyzing it, but we're not the leader of a dictator, like a He's a dictator. There's propaganda. Everyone's literally like, yes, Alaska. Let's do it.
Like
But
even
they haven't even got Ukraine yet.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they
and-
can't even take over Ukraine, and like,
and
it's
like honestly, a lot of Russian military themselves are like not even on board with this. Like
because they don't even know. Like a lot of people got sent to Ukraine, literally didn't even know they were crossing over the border. They thought they were still in Russia doing a thing.
yeah,
And it's like, wait, we're doing what?
but yeah. No,
Okay.
like, if you look for it, there's a lot of reports of like Russian soldiers going out of their way to like avoid conflict in Ukraine. Like
Yeah.
so even a good portion of the Russian military is not even on board with taking Ukraine. Then Putin's gonna be like Alaska, and they're gonna be like,
America, are you out of your fucking mind?
but Comrade Putin, we barely have boat that can float. How are we supposed to take Alaska? We have to go across big water to get there. I do not care. Go get me Alaska. All right, guys, come on. We're going to the beach for a few weeks.
They just all hide on the beach.
Yeah, they just take a miniature vacation on the beach, and it's like, hey, are you guys at Alaska yet? Oh, yes, Comrade Putin, yes, totally. We are 100% almost there. I can practically see Sarah Palin's house. Okay, bye!
Putin's gonna hear this podcast and be like, "Oh, it's fucking."
Alaska just challenged me?
Like, no. These are people who get 0 views. Like, don't listen to him, Putin.
Yeah.
Wait!
Like,
The fuck are you barking
Putin's
at?
going to hear this, and he's going to engage full wide mode.
Which at this point, I don't even believe in anymore. Full wide mode is just him going.
What?
Yeah. Putin doesn't deserve to be wide anymore.
Putin doesn't deserve anything. It's like, by the way, I'm not talking shit about the country of Russia.
No, I love
At this
Russia.
point, it's literally Putin.
Yeah. But there's a reason we specify.
Just Putin.
Just Putin. Because Russia's actually a pretty cool place.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I can't even talk. How you doing?
But, yeah, I think that's probably going to do it for us, huh?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you for listening. Like and subscribe and comment, and we will see
Come and
you
take it, bitch.
next time.